Yo guys, what's going on? Got some Digimon EX2 gameplay for you guys. Over on the right, I'm going to play LordKnight Sakuyamon, a really cool combo yellow deck that I've been testing out a little bit over the past few days, and it's really fun, especially if you're a big fan of the Sakuyamon line. Over on the left, my opponent is playing the D-Reaper deck. Gonna start off with Hatching Mother and Double Searcher for turn, being able to cycle a couple cards. I'm just gonna move out the Tururimon and play the TK, revealing the LordKnightmon to add to my hand. Mother D-Reaper is going to hit the field, and then of course that once per turn effect is going to be used to suck up one of these Searchers, now giving all the D-Reapers a plus a 1000 DP. And then we're going to see the bubbles played for a cost of 3, putting me back to 3 bubbles, then lets you ramp up and put another Searcher underneath the Mother D-Reaper. So we're just going to, again, start by just cycling some more cards, evolve a Bushi into Teruri, and then swing with the first Teruri into Security, because I'm not too scared of it dying, nor am I scared about the Born Control. We're going to hit a Kari Kamiya in Security, and I'm going to pass it off with the Anjumon. So our opponent will just play another Searcher for a cost of 1, since there's no Searcher on field. It gets to reduce the play cost. Then of course Mother is going to suck up the Searcher, putting him to a total of 3 materials. The deck really starts to get dangerous around 6 materials. We see that he's got the Gatekeeper in hand. That becomes a real big problem once they get to 6. So we are going to play the Jerry for a reduced cost of 2, and then suspending Jerry to reveal the top 5 cards of the deck, and putting another Searcher underneath the Mother D-Reaper, getting it up to 4 materials. Jerry's a really good card, and if you don't answer it immediately, can get a little bit scary. We're going to swing in Security and hit a Rika in Security. So this kind of coincides with the Sakuyamon part of the deck, where you're playing Rika, some plugins, as well as the LordKnightmon. Then we're just going to see a Pendulum Feat to pass the turn, revealing the top 3, adding a D-Reaper plus a Searcher. No Searchers, unfortunately. The deck is very reliant on the Searchers, so definitely needs those. So we're just going to add another Pendulum Feat to get some Searches off next turn. So we're going to unsuspend, starting with 3 memory. I definitely have got a lot of combos going on in my hand here, so we're going to go ahead and digivolve into the Taomon. Taomon lets you play Rika from your hand for free, but that is not going to happen here. We're just going to go ahead and swing into the Jerry there, and then Rika's effect on attack, you get to play a green plugin S there is going to draw us a card, and then digivolve into Sakuyamon for a 0 cost. Viximon will draw a card. We're going to minus 2000 on the Digimon, and then Sakuyamon on evolve will unsuspend itself and then add back the plugin to our hand. And then we're just going to swing into the Sakuyamon with our second attack here. So lots of combos ensuing, and then we're just going to pass turn to delete the Pendulum Feat that are controlling the board all the while. So a really nice combo there. Rika lets you play the plugins for free, and then the plugins help with the consistency because it lets you draw cards. You're cycling like 3 to 4 cards in just that one turn, because drawing off all the Digivolutions as well as the plugin stuff. Really nice stuff. We're just going to see a Searcher for a cost of 1. Of course, Mother is going to suck it up, going to 5 materials, I do believe. We also see the Tactical Retreat, another Kari, lots of healing beneficent. Lots of healing stuff going on from the yellow package there. We also see the Pendulum Feat played for a cost of 0, revealing the top 3, taking Jerry plus Searcher, putting the last Searcher on the bottom of the deck. Probably going to want to play another Searcher just to cycle a card. Maybe we see a Tactical Retreat here. Nice thing about Tactical Retreat is if you've got Kari on field, it essentially becomes a free play there, because we're going to Tactical Retreat and then tap the Kari for the +1 memory, putting the Pendulum Feat back on the field. And then we're going to play Creep Hands is the blocker for a cost of 5. We're just going to promote the Anjumon and then swing Security with the Sakuyamon. Sakuyamon will let us play a plugin for a cost of 2 off of the Rika effect, and then digivolving in to the LordKnightmon, minus 2000 on the Creep Hands. Of course, Creep Hands is going to block because you can see that it's going to be deleted a little bit later on. Then we're going to swing with LordKnightmon, playing a Knightmon for free, and then hitting that Pendulum Feat that was in Security there. And then we're going to evolve Sakuyamon, unsuspend the LordKnightmon, and then add back the option card there. I don't think I drew off the Viximons there, but I will in just a little bit, I think. And then we're going to swing with the LordKnightmon once again, proc its effect for a second time, play another Knightmon, and then hit into a Searcher off of that effect. And then we're just going to end things off with another copy of LordKnightmon, passing turn for 3. we're just going to see a Searcher played for a cost of 1. Mother's then going to use its effect to suck it up underneath. And now we are sitting at a total of 6 materials, I do believe. So Gatekeeper will be live, and of course it will be able to recover 1 on play and then give that constant Holy Wave effect. So we're going to see Gatekeeper played for a reduced cost of 5, healing 1, and then giving all of my Digimon minus security tag, because that is a very, very balanced effect. That's just so unfortunate because I've got definitely more than enough for lethal here with the Sakuyamons plus the LordKnight. So we're just going to swing LordKnight minus 4,000 on the Gatekeeper. Of course, no security card is going to be checked. But then I will also play a Starmons for a cost of 3, deleting the Gatekeeper with my 6 Digimon on field. We're going to swing LordKnight, play a Bushi, and then hit into a Searcher there, hit Bushi into security, and then we're going to tactical retreat 1 more, and then we're going to swing with Sakuyamon, hitting a Gatekeeper, healing 1 is just so absolutely unfortunate here. We were able to out-1 this turn, but I don't think we'll be able to out a second one. So I've got 3-4 swings left. I'm going to go ahead attack with Sakuyamon and then use Rika's effect to play a plugin from my hand, drawing 1 card off of the green plugin's effect, and then digivolving into the LordKnightmon here. Of course, being able to trigger the draws off the Viximons, which I do apologize, I believe I missed those right here, and then Taomon will also do minus 2,000 to the Gatekeeper there, putting it at 8,000. If I had a slash Anjumon in my hand, that might be something I'd be able to do, but instead I'm just going to go ahead, pass turn with the Terurimon, putting my opponent to 3. We're going to go ahead and go into the Searcher, draw 1, drew into the Reaper off of the Searcher, which is just absolutely unfortunate because now my opponent is at 7 materials, going to detach all 7 to play the Reaper for a cost of 0. He is absolutely just freaking out because of the amount of copium that you get from resolving Reaper. So we're going to swing, attach 2, unsuspend, swing, attach 2 more, unsuspend. Essentially for each 2 Searchers in your trash, you get an extra swing. So if you've got 8 Searchers, like 7 off the mother and then 1 extra, that's already 4 additional swings. So that is 5 swings from the Reaper, allowing you to just go for a game. He's just going to swing with the Gatekeeper. I believe he missed 1 Searcher from there in trash, but it's all good because we've got more than enough for lethal. So our opponent is going to start the first turn, and then we're just going to Mother D Reaper and play a Searcher for a cost of 1. I'm going to evolve Renamon, Pitomon, and go to 0, and then just pass turn with the copy of Yellow Memory Boost there. Yellow Memory Boost will play the reveal the 4 cards off the deck, and then adding any yellow Digimon, we're going to go ahead and move out the Mother D Reaper, suck it up underneath suck up the Searcher there. Starting off with the Reaper in hand is not the best thing. That's definitely not what you want to see because you're not really going to use that until the last turn you're going for lethal. But we're just going to see another Searcher played for a cost of 1, and then Pendulum Feet maybe hit down. I think my opponent was asking there if the reduce from Mother is mandatory, which it is definitely not. You can choose to reduce or not. So we're just going to play the Pendulum Feet for a cost of 3, leaving me with just a couple of memory to 1 memory to work with there. We're just going to play the Starmons to delete the Searcher to prevent my opponent from sucking it up underneath. So our opponent is going to start. Notice how he's not actually even hatching the next Mother. I don't think he did last game either. Really not necessary. I think it only ever comes up when you're playing against a deck that hard counters the deck, such as like Black or Greymon maybe, or like Jessmon if they're playing like Judgment of the Blade. That's really the only times I think that would ever come up. So we're just going to go ahead and swing the Pendulum Feet into the Rika there, which is really nice, setting up with the Memory Tamer, possibly going to 5 memory for the following turn. And then our opponent is just going to play the copy of Searcher for a cost of 1, and then playing the Bubbles to put the Searcher underneath it. I'm going to start with 3, hatching my Viximon there, and I don't think I have quite the best hand. We're going to evolve to Terurimon to try to cycle a card, and then we're going to pop the Yellow Memory Boost, and then hatch or Digivolve into the Taomon, which, by the way, I do believe I forgot to trigger the Viximon as well as the Renamon off of the Yellow Memory Boost the previous turn, so I do apologize for that, guys. Still a little bit new to the deck, but regardless, we're going to just go ahead and Digivolve the LordKnightmon on top of the Taomon there. Setting up with the LordKnight early is definitely nice. Now, I'm not going to block the bubbles because I do believe it was at 6,000 from the Mother's Inherited, so I don't want to lose my blocker here. Instead, we're just going to let it go through, hitting A/Angemon, and then playing the Searcher for a cost of 1 down to 1 memory. Since my opponent doesn't have a memory tamer in play, I definitely want to just choke him as much as possible. And then lastly, for turn, he does have the Tactical Retreat and Kari in hand, so he probably wants to play the Kari earlier rather than later so that he can start healing, so I can't really choke him with my plays there. So we're just going to see the Pendulum Feet played for a cost of 0, adding both the Pleiades Head plus the Searcher there. Being able to get the +2 is really essential for the D-Ripper deck because it doesn't really draw that many cards since you're not evolving. We're just going to go ahead and play the Kari for a cost of 4, putting me back to 3. So we're going to go ahead and start with our LordKnightmon here. Probably just going to go ahead and start swinging here. Going to use its when attacking effect to be able to play a yellow warrior or a yellow level 3 Digimon from the hand. So we're going to play the Knightmon, debating on what to pop here, but I definitely think the Searcher is the right play because we don't want that underneath our opponent's Mother. Then we're going to go Sakuyamon for a cost of 3, Digivolve that, and then unsuspend the LordKnightmon, which is such a nice combo, especially because LordKnightmon's when attacking effect is not once per turn. So we're going to go ahead and attack, and I don't think I'm going to play anything off of the effect this time. We're just going to go ahead and Digivolve the Bushi. I believe that was my only level 3 at the time, and then we're just going to play the Digimon Emperor for a cost of 3. Digimon Emperor is not really relevant against the D-Reaper deck, but it does help when their Digimon are deleted. I get to draw a card, so we're just going to suck up the Digimon there, the Searcher with the Mother D-Reaper, and then swing into the Pulsemon security. It is, of course, going to survive, sitting at 7,000 this turn, and then going to Tactical Retreat it, gain 2 off of the Karis, going back on up to 3 is a pretty solid play. Just trying to stall out the game basically until you can get to Reaper. We're going to play Pleiades Head for a cost of 2, deleting the Pidomon there just by suspending it since it is currently at 7,000 DP because of the Mother D-Reaper inherited effects. We're then going to play another Searcher for a cost of 1. And then probably just going to pass turn with another Searcher. Yep, see another Searcher there, played for a cost of 3, drawing yet another card. So we are going to start our turn by just promoting the Bushi Agumon here. Probably going to want to swing over the Pleiades Head. First, we're going to evolve the Turimon for a cost 1, then swing Sakuyamon over the Pleiades Head. Use the Rika's effect to Digivolve it with the plugin for a cost of 0, and then being able to Angemon to freeze one of the Searchers. They're not super relevant since it can't attack players. That's basically the only opponent's Digimon I can use it on anyway. So then we are going to go ahead and draw off of the Digimon Emperor. Of course, since an opponent's Digimon was deleted, the Pleiades Head was deleted, then minus 2,000 from the Taomon off of the plugin activation. Then we're going to swing LordKnightmon into security, play the Knightmon, and delete the second Searcher, and then hitting a Pendulum Feet. So lots of board control. This deck has a very wide range of tools to work with, but the problem is that the D-Reaper deck is just so interactive, and once they get to their 7 materials, it's not going to matter. Anyways, I think I drew there off of the Viximon. Again, I apologize about being a little bit late on the triggers or forgetting them entirely. Hopefully it's not too distracting from the core of the game, but we're just going to play the Pulsemon for a cost of 2 since I've got 2 security cards left, and then Digivolve the Pidomon to set up a blocker. And then we're going to play the Searcher for a cost of 1, sucking it up underneath the Mother, playing yet another Searcher for a cost of 1. We see the Jerry there as well, so he can probably play the Jerry for a 0 cost, I believe, and then suspending it to reveal the top 5 cards of the deck. And again, doing the same old strategy of just sticking another material underneath the Mother D-Reaper here. And then lastly, playing a Gatekeeper for a cost of 11, recovering 1. He knows that Gatekeeper is such a blowout card that it doesn't really matter if he gives me 10 memory. I just really need to out it and kill him this turn, because if I don't, he's definitely set up for the Reaper next turn. So we're going to go ahead and Digivolve the LordKnightmon onto the Angemon, playing the Knightmon minus 4,000 on the Gatekeeper there, and swinging into security. And then, of course, Angemon's play will play the Starmons off of his effect, deleting the Gatekeeper entirely. We're just going to hit into that creep hands insecurity. Hopefully there's not another Gatekeeper there, but of course They always got the Gatekeeper, so we're going to Gatekeeper, recover 1, and then since he's got 6 or more materials, I do have Sec Attack -1 on my whole field. So this is the problem. I can out Gatekeeper, but for some reason my opponent keeps having multiples, and I can't out 2 in a turn, so it's just really, really unfortunate. So I'm just going to control a board in an effort to not lose to anything except Reaper, but of course, as we know, our opponent has Reaper already, so we're going to set up one more blocker here with the Pidomon, still at 6 memory, so it's definitely still a lot of potential, but unfortunately without any sort of Sec Attack boost, I can't really do too much. We're going to play TK here, grab these Starmons. I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Digimon in play. Not enough to delete the Gatekeeper, since we got the second one here, so I'm just going to go ahead, reinforce memory boost, putting the Pulsemon on top and adding the Pidomon. So that is really, really unfortunate. I thought I was going to be okay here with 2 blockers, but of course our opponent is going to play the Pallades Head for a cost of 0, deleting the Pidomon, and since he's got 7 or more materials, we are just going to again see the Reaper finisher, and he's just going to go ahead and take his time killing me. I only do have 3 security at this point, so there's not really much I can do. I'm going to block 1 attack, but of course he's got as many attacks as he's got searchers in the trash. So guys, that is going to be essentially game. Sacked by D-Reaper, but you know how it is. Happens, it happens. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed it more than I enjoyed playing the game, and let me know what you think down in the comments for the Sakuyamon deck as well as the D-Reaper deck. But thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.